Hello everyone, I am Lady Calmir. Welcome to my channel. I am doing my 130th video. It will be on the Greek goddess Hera. Notice how I said Hera instead of Hera? Because in Greek, the H is not pronounced. So Hera is more of Hera. So what is she? Who is she? She is originally a Greek goddess. And the reason why I said originally is that some of these gods, like even Zeus, was imported from other lands and then written into the Greek stories and the Greek myth and accepted as part of the Greek pantheon. And that is through archaeological evidence. So, science. So anyways, Hera is the wife of Zeus, who we pronounce as Zeus here. But in Greek, ancient Greece, they would say Zeus. She is his sister wife. Her parents are Rhea and Kronos. So Hera, there's many theories on the etymology of the name, but many believe it means lady, or even some Plato suggested that it may have come from the word erate, meaning beloved. Zeus married her out of love than duty. Now, Zeus, aka Zeus, had many consorts, but Hera was his legal wife. They had a wedding. She would not take him as a consort unless they were married. Their honeymoon lasted 300 years. 300 years. But Zeus and Hera would get into fights, and Hera would more take it out on his lovers, his consorts, and usually the children as well. So, and here we see where Hera is not a goddess in her own way of goodness. We now come to see her through a patriarchal life as patriarchal light, as the bitch, the nag, evil, vindictive, jealous, temper tantrum. So we see that when the man knows what he wants, then he is a go-getter. We see what a woman, what she wants, and she's a ball buster. So I'm not going to get into all this political stuff. I'm just going to leave it here as how where Zeus wasn't seen as like the bad guy, but Hera, oh God, she was seen as cruel, as we seen in like Xena, Warrior Princess. Do you remember that show? And Hercules, The Legendary Journeys. Do you remember the series? How was Hera seen? Cruel, evil, vindictive. We see this trend with her. However, she was very important, and even among those who have resurrected the Hellenic religion in public eye with legally resurrected in Greek, sees Hera as a very important goddess. She is the goddess of women of all stages, from child to old age, to her death. We see her, she's also a goddess. She's one of the goddesses that deal with pregnancy, fertility, and childbirth. And she's a lady of marriage, engagements, and social rituals. She is a stellar goddess as well as a sky goddess, and she also is a lady of the earth. Her planetary spheres is Saturn, as well she deals with the moon. She's the goddess of royalty, of woman royalty. She is the goddess of the matriarch. She comes in she will come as she, through the wheel of the year, through the wheel of time, she is the virgin, then she becomes the mother, the wife, and then she later on, she wanders the earth as a crone, and then she comes back to being Hera. So we have these cards, beautiful cards. This is social rituals, the goddess Hera. And it comes from this really beautiful deck that I really recommend that you can get over Amazon or eBay or your local New Age or occult shop. Ancient Feminine Wisdom of Goddesses and Heroines by K. Steventon and Brian Clark. Then we have this beautiful card right here, Hera, Commitment. And it comes from this other deck that you can get on Amazon, Goddesses and Sirens by Stacy DeMarco, illustrated by Jimmy Manton. So yes, she is a goddess of commitment. She sticks it out. She is the goddess who takes her marriage seriously. Okay? And she is, in that fact, goddess of commitment. She can be used, especially by whether you're a man or a woman, if their other half is cheating on them. She could be used for revenge against the person he's cheating with. He or she is cheating with, excuse me. So she can also be used to even punish your other half, especially if you're in a committed relationship or married and you've taken vows, whether you're handfasted, you're legally married or spiritual marriage, or you've committed to each other, you live with each other, and you find your other half is cheating, which luckily I don't have that problem. So, yeah. So, Hera, her stones, I'll get into that. What stones would you associate with her? Well, definitely peacock ore. They're absolutely very beautiful. I just got 2.5 pounds of them in. Lapis lazuli. Wedding veil quartz, wedding veil quartz. Also, it's known as Romanian smoky quartz. Star sapphires, diamonds, malachite, blue aventurine, sodalite. So those are the good stones to really work with her. She is a goddess, very beautiful goddess. When many people have described her as absolutely breathtakingly beautiful. But she will usually appear as a more of a mature woman, sometimes wearing a veil. But she can come in different forms, as she represents all different phases and stages a girl and woman goes through. So she is seen with different attributes. One of her fruits that is associated with her, and yes, it's also associated with different goddesses. But pomegranate. Yes, I know it's associated with Persephone, but it's also Eros as well. The scepter. Sometimes it's a lotus scepter, sometimes it's seen as a scepter with a cuckoo on it. The cuckoo bird. Like me, I'm cuckoo. No, but seriously, a scepter with cuckoo. She also is seen to wear a veil, a diadem of stars, a torch. She is also a monolith. The monolith is associated with her. The standing stone. So here are the animals that are associated with her, that have been seen and described with her. Actually, a lion, peacock, the cuckoo, the snake, a cow. Even some people have associated scorpions with her. I've seen a popular picture with a scorpion on top of her. Also, she is also said to ride a chariot pulled by peacocks. Now, Hera is very important for women. Men can worship her too, but she represents the phases and the stages that a woman will go through menstruation, through losing of virginity, through pregnancy, childbirth, nursing, through menopause. She will help them during when we're starting to bud our breast, when our breasts are budding, and as we mature into womanhood. She helps us through the times when we have miscarriages. She helps women even during postpartum depression, which happens to women. Sometimes it's mild to very severe, and it can last from 3 months to over a year, which she helps women through that. She can help you through that. Of course, it's always good to seek out medical help if you need it. She helps women through different, like, marriage, and even when a woman really has to get away from her other half, whether she's married to a woman or to a man, she really helps us. She helps women during she helps women raise their children. There's a storm coming. It's a bad storm. Hopefully I don't lose power. If I do, I'll turn on the flashlight to this. So she... Whoa. I do not like the sound of that wind. Yeah. That sounds like a vicious thunderstorm to a tornado. Hopefully it's not a tornado. So she represents all the phases of a woman. Joker, please get away from the window. I'm sorry. Joker, come on, baby. I hear screaming outside. Hang on. This is not... I don't have a program where I can just edit this and out. I'm sorry. I don't have that. Away from the window, okay? I don't want you near this window in case something happens, alright? So anyway, just bear with me. Hopefully I won't have to restart this. Come on, Joker. Here. There we go, baby. It's okay. So, Hera's colors has been... It's different. It's white and blue. But also she's been associated with yellow and gold. Her two cities said to be of birth, her most famous is Argos, also as Salmos. So, but her main city and sanctuary is definitely Argos. So, Hera is also called Anasa Hera, which means Queen Hera. Anasa means queen, or dealing with like the breath of life. As it was explained to me by a lady from Greece. She has different names, different titles, different epithets. So I'll just give you a few so that you will know who she is. She's known as the beloved, definitely the beloved of Zeus, the Queen of Heaven, the Concealed One, the Veiled One, Flowery, She of Argos. Here, I love this one, Goat Eater. It's not goat sucker like Chupacabra, but Goat Eater. Which is Agophagos, I hope I'm saying it right. Alexandros, which is the protector of men. Flowery. She's also called Basileia. 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 I hope I'm saying it right. Basileia. Queen. Which is that's another word for queen, is Basileia. Cow-eyed. Boopis. White-armed. Virgin. She's actually called Parthenos. Child. The Virgin Mother. Luminous Bride. The Chaste. All-powerful Queen. Also all-powerful Lady. The Ox-eyed. The purposeful one. Lady of Flowers. Bringer to birth. Another one, widowed. Kid you not. I think it's Chere. Chere. I'm not sure how it's because it has different hyphens over the letter. She is also called Hippios, of horses. The betrothed bride of Olympia. Of the chariot. Helper of heroes. Helper of women. Bringer to the day. Did I say luminous bride? I don't know if I said that. The luminous bride. The revealed one. Queen of the gods. Queen of the goddesses. Now some have even called her Queen of Heaven and Earth. Interesting that some of these titles, like the Queen of Heaven and Queen of Heaven and Earth, is also a title to Mary. And have you ever seen the image of Mary with the the sword through her chest? Where there's a story where Heracles, who we pronounce as Hercules here, but Heracles, who's a hero, this one of the he is the son of Zeus, the son of Zeus. He hit her with an arrow in her chest, and this arrow caused her, where it hit her, it never healed. So, just to bring that up. So there are temples dedicated to Hera, and they were in, of course, Argos, Samos, Sparta, Olympia, Corinth, and that's just to name a few. There were a lot of temples. Even at Elis, coins there that were minted there depicted this great goddess Hera. Now there was also, and all across the ancient Greece, there were like sporting competitions like the Olympics, but it was called the Heraria, and it was held in Hera's honor, and only women could compete in these sports. Now, marriages were blessed in the name of Hera and Zeus. Couples sometimes would reenact the marriage of Hera and Zeus in hopes that the divine heavenly couple would bless them in their marriage. So, you know that she helped Jason and the Argonauts with their quest, and she, again, she's a helper of heroes, but she also did it for her own whim, for her own good. We know about Heracles, you know, for what she did to him. However, without the interference of Hera, Heracles would have never been remembered for the things that he did. But she, at the age of 8, when he was 8 months, she did send serpents to him to kill him, and he strangled them as a baby. He, you know, through his trials and triumphs, through his wins and losses, and he even chose a path where he could have taken an easy way or a hard way. He took the hero's way, which later, okay, you guys gotta stop hurting each other, which later made him from half god to, later he was accepted into Olympus. It was also told about how Hera was actually breastfed, and where she was tricked to do it or not, and when her breast milk squirted, it squirted to make the Milky Way. Just also thought I'd bring that up. Let me go see what is going on with my cats. Babies, what are you doing? Are you fighting over the window, honey? I want you away from the window, baby. Come on. Get down. I don't want you near the window, in case they blow in. Come on. Come on, honey. Come on. Loki, come on. Shower time. Okay. Come on. Come on, baby. No, 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 no. Don't fall. I got you. Hey, you dumbass. You jumped right on Joker's head. That wasn't very nice. I'm sorry, I just heard like this wind and it sounds almost funnel-like before, so I had to get them away from the windows, and they were fighting over to get to the window. Two of my weird cats just seems to like storms. I don't know. Okay. So she protects women. She helps women during times of great need. She helped me when I had to go to court against a very violent ex and get a restraining order. I prayed to her, and this was back in the 1990s, and it was very hard to get him for stalking and everything. I mean, the laws just wasn't there. So I prayed to Hera, and what scared me is that he basically did a veiled threat against me in court, and the judge, after I prayed to Hera, Hera said she's going to help me. The judge literally stood up and yelled at him. But it's the way he said it that he couldn't put him in prison. But I still got my order of protection. I still had it taken seriously. So, and it just, things just was looking bad for me back then. You know, it just seems like no matter what this guy did, he was getting away with it. And I was having some problems getting a restraining order against someone pretty dangerous, who just had the money, he had the ability to hurt me. Well, regardless of his lawyer and regardless of everything, I still got my restraining order, so that, you know, I still got help. But it was a hell of a thing to get it, because, you know, the laws aren't set up fairly. You know, it just seemed to be, you know, he's a victimizer and was getting away with it. But I thank Hera. She helped me with this, and it was great. Come on, baby, Loki, stop. Loki, you're tearing everything apart. So anyways, we know about her legendary rages, what she did to Leto, and how she would not let Apollonius or Artemis be born, Apollo and Artemis, and how she had to go to the floating isle of Delos because Hera, being the goddess of nature, convinced all of the natural world under the sun, under the sky, and on the earth that she could not give birth. Well, on the floating isle of Delos, she was able to give birth. So, some say she was bribed with a pretty necklace for Leto to give birth, but there was also Hera's anger against Eos, against many of the lovers of Zeus. Wow. That lit up the sky. So, whoa. I may have to cut this one short, guys. So, we see that the goddess, she's a goddess of marriage. She's a goddess of woman, motherhood, fertility. She's also a goddess, as we see, protection. She deals with justice. She deals with the law. She deals with war. Yes, she involved herself in war. She's the goddess of the sky. May Zeus protect this place. Yeah, my whole room here is shaking, and my room is surrounded by windows. I believe this room was actually a patio and then later on made walled in, but there's windows all around me. So if I have to cut it short, I'll have to do that. That's fine. So Hera can be used for vengeance. Son of a bitch. My window is shaking. I'll be right back. Stay away from the window right now. Right now. Loki, I want you away from the window. This is not cool. I do not have hurricane impact windows, unfortunately, so far nothing ever went through it or anything. I don't have storm impact windows, but right now we're in the middle of a vicious storm. So Hera can be used for vengeance. She can be used for vindictiveness. So she can be used against someone who cheated on you. So you can get those penis candles or vagina candles, and you can be used with Hera to curse them. Especially if they treated you bad, or if they cheated on you, or they're cheating on you, or if you feel they're being abusive. Of course, get away from them. So some of the offerings that you can give to Hera, because we've been talking about for 34 minutes, and I had some, it's every time I try to do a presentation, something goes on. So Hera, what would you give her? Honey. flowers, pomegranates, pomegranate juice, incense, perfumes, gold, jewelry, chocolates. Some people give her traditional Greek food like stuffed grape leaves, wine. You can give her wine. A fan made of peacock feathers. Unfortunately, if I was to give her said fan, my cats would tear it apart. So, you can give her, people give her cow milk. Some people have given her feta cheese. Grapes are always a good idea. All different color grapes. Whatever grapes you like. Whatever grapes you enjoy, you can give to her. I think the witch finger grapes look cool. Have you ever seen them? Look them up. God, I think I need to sum this up soon. I don't like this storm. I don't know if you heard the wind, guys, but yeah, I thought it was going away, but it's coming back, or it's just. So there are different stories of why she married Zeus. Others, there was Zeus kept on, because he fancied her, and he wanted her, and she kept repelling him. So one day there was a hot, vicious storm, like one is today, and a cuckoo, her bird that she really loves, appeared on her windowsill. And she felt so sorry because it was so drenched and wet and it looked so pitiful. So she took the cuckoo bird in and dried it. And, you know, basically was like me with animals. Oh, I love you. You're so cute. Oh, you poor little thing. And he appeared as Zeus. And some say he seduced her. Others say he raped her. Others say that, you know, they had an agreement that she would only become his consort or bride if it was official and it was a wedding and a honeymoon. She wanted the whole 9 yards, the whole vows, and she got it. And for 300 years it was happy. But he has the roving eye. So as some people say, well, just like a good king, he had a roving eye. He, you know, again, in the patriarchal sense. So she loves animals. She loves nature. She cares for all the animals, wild and domesticated, whether they're her specific animal spirits or totems. It doesn't matter. She cares for all of nature, for the earth. Also, another thing that's also associated with her is apples. I forgot about that. I'm sorry, I got distracted. And especially gold apples. So you can give her apples as an offering. So the golden apples of Hesperides were given to her as a wedding gift by Hera. So golden apples are great offering, as well as mead and apple juice. You could think of dried apples, apple pie, apple cake. Just something to think about. And as far as a wine, it could be sweet. Sweet is good for Hera. But you can also think about different colors for her. Give her white wine, give her red wine. So, when she's portrayed with next to Zoot, she is often, not always, but she's usually often shown in her form as a beautiful, more mature woman sitting on a throne, where she will wear a crown with a bridal veil, and she has a scepter with her. Yes, it is true that she got sick of Zeus cheating on her, so she planned with several other deities to usurp his position, and in which she had him drugged, or she used the powers of the god Hypnos to lull him to a sleep and tie him to the bed and humiliated him. But he got out of it with the hecatontries that helped him get out of it. And of course, she was punished. She had golden bracelets tied to her wrist where she was hung from the heavens, and anvils tied to her feet, and she wept and wept and wept until Zeus felt sorry to her, and he said, if I let you go, you can never do this again. And she promised. And she kept her word. But she still went after all his paramours, his lovers, his children, out of wedlock from her. So anyways, there's other things about her. Is that she is yes, she can be very approachable, but just remember who you're dealing with. And just remember what she is. So, yes, there was a being, depending on the story, Ixion, who actually tried to rape her. And this is according to Pseudo Apollodorus, where Ixion fell lust with her and tried to rape her. And when Hera told Zeus about it, of course, he wanted to see if it was true. So he fashioned a cloud to look like the goddess Hera and laid it by Ixion's side. Ixion then bragged he had slept with Hera. Zeus punished him by tying him to a wheel on which it's turned by the winds up in the air, and also he was punished, stretched and bent across this wheel, a fiery wheel. So yeah, or put in Tartarus where he was just punished. So now, also in the Trojan War, Hera ch- chose the Greeks over the Trojans. She favored the Greeks. There are other things that she did, like, oh, y'all look up this story with Heracles, okay? But she wasn't amused by Dionysius either. She did stuff to him. Ooh. And she, like I said, she got very, very wrathful with him. I'm still looking at this wind. Sorry. I got a little bit distracted because I have to keep an eye on this in case I have to end this, in case, you know, something goes slamming through the window. So she drove, what she did to Dionysius, or Dionysus as we call him here, she drove him crazy. She made him Looney Tunes, causing him to run away and wander the world until he came to Phrygia, which is now what is central Turkey, in which he was cured by the goddess Sybil, or Kibble, Sybil, or Kibilia, I forgot, sorry. But, yeah, she did that to him. I wish I did this video earlier. Sorry. I apologize. I hope I haven't lost you, but I am going to be summing this up. So, then in numerology, the number that's associated with Hera is 2. The number 2. Also, another animal that's seen with her, a bird, is a hawk. Is seen around her. Now, Hera is also one of the 12 Olympians. So I don't think that's any surprise to people. So yes, she is one of the 12 Olympians. So I want to try to find, I wish, I gotta find my prayer to Hera, because if I find it, because I've just got my tablet out, so, and I'll read that to you, something that I wrote. Hello, Joker. Hi, baby. You're not scared, are you? You're a brave little kitty, aren't you? And I don't think I have it anymore. Come on, baby. So, if you need to, dealing with anything with nature, with your spells or ritual, or anything to do with animal welfare, Hera is your goddess. She is also a good woman, a good goddess to call upon for battered women and children. Of course, you know, call the police, CPS, but she also deals with women's shelters. Because anything to deal with women, women's health, Also, any cancers that associated with women, she's good for that too, to help heal. Just for your information. Hera has, she also decided to give birth to her own god after what she saw what Zeus did with Athena. She gave birth to Hephaestus. But there's different stories about how he became crippled, but she saw him as ugly, and usually it was either her, she threw him off Mount Olympus. Some stories say it was Zeus, but he got hurt and crippled because of that. In which, you know, if you look at my video on Hephaestus, you'll see the story about how he got revenge, how he made her a golden throne, and she sat on it. But when she sat on it, these feathers came out, these binds, invisible binds came out, and she got stuck to the throne, and no matter what she did, she could not get up. Until a deal was made, and that's how he won the hand of Aphrodite, among other things. And in which he allowed his mother to get off the throne. So that's another story. Wow, Joker. Oh, that's Loki. You see him? You see Loki, everyone? He likes the storm. He sure does. So, wow. Anyways, I can't find my invocation to Hera, sorry. It was really good. Oh well. Anyways, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, then give me a thumbs down. Like and subscribe so you never miss a video. And I do not have a Patreon account, so consider, you know, donating clothes or food or money to women's shelters, and also for women and children's shelters. And that would be good, and you can do it in the name of Hera. Also, keep me in your thoughts, prayers, and spells, and let good things come to me, and for protection. That's payment enough. I love your comments, so keep those comments in. I hope I was able to teach a little bit about Hera. So, there's a kindness to her. There's love. This goddess really knows how to love. She has this loyalty about her. She is a goddess of loyalty. She is a goddess of honor. So she does have that honorable qualities. Yes, she has a vindictive streak. But again, let's play devil's advocate. Look what she, you know. So look on her side of the thing. You know, it's like, you know, Karate Kid, we look on David LaRusso's side. And then on Cobra Kai, we see Tommy Lawrence's side. So we see both their sides and coming together. So just remember that. Yes, I watch Cobra Kai. Yes, I watch Karate Kid. Hera, is also very, she likes really pretty, beautiful, artistic things too. So you can give her something very nice, very pretty. She, uh, you could do things for, to help out nature. That's also a good worship to her, is to help clean up nature and take care of animals, you know. So if you want to do some volunteer at an animal shelter, that's also a good way to worship her. Again, some people never look at the kindness on her. They always see the vindictive bitch. And I don't see a lot of books about her. I don't know any really book about her except for this graphic, guess it's a graphic comic about her, but it actually puts her in a good light. So anyways, her favorite people, I'm sorry, I'm rambling. I'm just nervous about this storm. Women in general, of course, and also people, men and women born on the zodiac sign of Cancer. Hera knows how to disguise herself. She can shapeshift. She can shapeshift into a young girl, into an old beggar. So do remember that Hera can have a fast temper, and she can be very quick to administer justice or vengeance. So I guess that's it that I'm going to be talking about, because the storm is getting crazy here. Anyways, there's too many lightning strikes for me. So I do hope you like this video. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I appreciate your patience. And as always, blessed be.